Can you tell me about Indian constitutions? About constitutions, can you define about constitutions? Do you know about this word? But multiple times you may have heard these words whenever you study. Okay, whenever you study this word means multiple times. You may have heard. You may have heard this word. If you know, okay, I can understand, and let's understand this about this topic. Okay, about it topic, the Indian constitutions. But first is coming here. What is constitutions? Because uh, if we talk about constitutions, then we can easily understand about Indian constitutions. Okay. What is constitution? So these terms in any country can come. What is constitutions? But when about Indian constitutions, we will be talking about Indian constitutions. Then we can say about this Indian constitutions. Then comes in our Indian country will come in our Indian country. Okay, let's see one by one about constitutions. Constitutions, a constitutions. Okay, is a setup. Is a setup. Setup. What is a setup? Setup of written rules, regulations, guidelines, article, follow. Written rules is a setup in a constitutions is a setup of written rules, but can be maybe many countries it can be written constitutions and unwritten constitutions means written rules and unwritten rules in some countries. Okay, see a set of written rules and that determine what determine in your mind what will be coming that determine the relationship. These constitutions tells us the relationship between the people and government. Connection of government with the people. What are these constitutions tells us? Okay, and here I am saying that determine these constitutions determine the relationship between the people and the government. In our country, what are relation? Okay, people between people and country, government. Okay, governed by government. Okay, but elected by the people. But what I am saying you here means in the next video we will see the Constitution of India. Here are coming now about Indian constitutions because we saw about constitutions. Constitution is what? Constitution is a set. This is a set of written rules, and this determine the relationship between the people and the government. Because in a country, in any country, who lives people and government. Okay, but in your mind, what becoming people? Who are people? Who are government? Who are people? Who are government? People elected by people. Elected by people. Government. Okay, government elected by people. Government governed. Country governed by country development. You can say country governed by government. Okay, in any country. The Constitution of India is the supreme law. Is the supreme law of India. Okay, I agree. It was adopted by the Constituent Assembly of India, where assembly was constituted Assembly of India on 20 here is given date on 26 November 1949. Our Indian Constitution was adopted, okay, by this assembly. What is assembly? Constituent Assembly of India. Through this was adopted on 26 November 1949 and became ineffective on 26 January 1950. Means just after 1 month became ineffective. Our Indian constitutions that is this 26 January 1950, but adopted when was adopted and who by adopted. Okay, who by adopted. Here are mentioned adopted by the Constituent Assembly and it was adopted on 26 November 1949. But just after 1 month it was effective. It became ineffective. Date is what 26 January 1950. It is the longest. It is the longest. Consider. Okay, recognize. It is recognized. It is the longest written national constitution in the world. We can say, and any person say, in any country you go, in any country you go, then then people say, your constitutions of your country is longest in the world. Okay, compared to any country. It is the longest written national constitution. Why does a country need a democratic government? No constitutions. Why does? Sometimes in our mind is coming is come. Why does a country need a constitutions? So let's see why does the country need a constitutions. Constitutions tells us the fundamental nature of society. What are fundamental nature of society? Okay, this constitutions tells us to define the nature of the political system. How is the nature of the political system of the country? This tells us. Okay, this tells us. It states a set of rules based on which belonging to the different religions. Yeah, because in our country, if you see diversity comes diversity. Okay, uh, okay, people belonging to different religions and communities. Okay, societies can peacefully coexist with each other. Can here you are saying can peacefully coexist each other with each others according to these constitutions. How it states a set of rules based on which people belonging to different religions and communities, and these communities religions who are different religions, who comes from different religions communities, and these persons can peacefully coexist with each other through these constitutions. Okay, it tells us. Next are coming. What is constitution helps? Any constitution helps to save us from ourselves. Sometimes what happens? Many works who are not who should not do, but we do. But if our country have a constitutions, then our constitutions helps to us from ourselves. Okay, so constitutions being constitutions is compulsory in any country. Constitutions helps to us from us. These constitutions tells us. Okay, for the first time, when was the first time? Indian National Congress. This party made the demand for Constituent Assembly in 1934. In the past history time, in 1934, our this party, the demand, this party made the demand what for constituent assembly. Okay, this was the first time. Federalism. Here, word comes federalism. What is federalism? What means federalism? You can say more than one level of government, and here are mentioned through diagram. First, more than one level of government, but in our country, level of government is three. First is central government, second is state government, and third is local government. But till 1940, till when was our when was our our India when India was independence, means I mean 1947. Okay, 1947. When our Indian Constitution was adopted, then these two words means central government and state government are was mentioned in our Indian Constitution. But after sometimes, this word means local government, status of village people, village area. This word are mentioned in our constitutions. 73 provides 73 tells us about rural areas. Okay, and 24th, you imagine what I am saying. 73 rural, then will come about 74th urban. Okay. Let's say the next, what was the word federalism? More than one level of government means three level government comes in our country. Government, central government, state government, local government. Okay, 73 tells us 73 tells us rural area, and 74 tells us about urban area. In India, we have a central government, yeah, state level government, and panchayati raj in every village. Yeah, we have discussed. We are discussed. The constitution guides and provides authority to function to the states. Yeah, constitution guides and provides authority to function for country, for people. Okay, to function to the states, to the Indian country, Indian people of Indians. Okay, let's see the short. We will see about this the Indian constitutions in short. Okay, you can say in summary, in brief, in short. Constitution. This is a set of written rules that determines the relation between public and government. Okay, what are the relation between? This constitution tells us. Okay, in our country, in any country, the constitution of India is the supreme law of India. Okay, we are agree. It was adopted by the Constituent Assembly. Okay, of India. Constituent Assembly of India, who Constituent people of Constituent Assembly of India was adopted. Okay, date is on 26 November 1949, and it became effective means 26 January 1950, means just after 1 month. Our Indian constitutions was became ineffective. Okay, and it is the longest written. It recognizes longest written national constitutions in any world. Okay, in the world, and we recognize our constitutions is the longest in any country in compared to other country. Okay, why does a country need? Why does a country need a constitution? Okay, Let's see. It tells nature of a society, fundamental nature of a society, and it tells to define the nature of the political system. What are the nature of the political system of the country? It tells us. It states a set of rules based on which people belonging to different religions and different communities, and these people can peacefully coexist each other. This constitution tells us. Constitutions helps to save us from ourselves, from ourselves. Uh, I take an example. Means sometimes what happens when we are working, then some work should not do, but we do. So save us from ourselves. This helps. This contribution helps. Okay. From the first time, this was the first time when Indian National Congress made the demand for Constituent Assembly, and by this Constituent Assembly of India was adopted our Indian constitutions. But demand time in 1934. Federalism. Federalism is what? Federalism about federalism. More than should be more than one level of government, and in our country are three level of government. First comes central government, second comes state governments, and third comes local government. And I am telling you till 1947. I mean that means when was adopted our Indian Constitution by the Constituent Assembly of India on 26 November 1949. When was when was when was when was making constitution, writing constitutions, articles about articles. Okay, then in articles, in some articles are mentioned about the central government and state government, but only two level of government are mentioned in our article of our Indian constitutions. Only two level of government are mentioned, was mentioned. Okay, but this three level was not mentioned at the time of the independence time. Okay, of India. Local government, but after some times are mentioned, and 73 and 74th. 73 tells us about rural areas, status of rural areas, and 74th tells us about urban areas. Okay, about urban areas. Next, see, federalism. Okay, till here we are clear. In India, we have a central government, yeah, a state level government, okay, panchayati raj in every village, yeah, right. We already clear. The constitution guides and provides both authority to function. Means states have authority to function for our government, for our country, for our state, for our people, for our public, for the public. Okay. In the next we will see what comes. Then we will see Indian citizens. Indian citizens are governed by our government. Governed by our government. Oh, no, the laws. Because our government makes policy, laws, okay, and regulations made by the these levels of government. What are the level? Level of three. First is central government, second is state government, and third is local government. And but फिलहाल take two means take two government, central and state government. Okay, Indian citizens are governed by the laws and the regulations made by this level of government. Okay, our government, our PM and our CM, legislative MLA, members of legislative assembly. This member means president, judiciary, executive, legislatures. These members makes laws regulations. Okay, policy. Okay, and through this, our government, through this, Indian citizens are governed by the are governed. Okay, through this laws and regulations, and who are made this our government, our levels of government, state governments and national government. Okay, about a parliamentary system. Here are mention about a parliamentary system. Parliamentary system. This is a type of a democratic government. Yeah. If in our country have a democratic government, then parliament should be okay. Must be parliament must be. And in our country has a parliament. Okay, where the executive branch is supported by the majority of the legislature. Means the person who have more than means multiple measures. The person means the MLA who have majority. Okay, who have majority is supported by. Okay, where the executive branch. This is branch in parliamentary means you can say in parliamentary comes a branch, executive branch, and is supported by the majority of the legislature. Means the person, the MLA who have majority. In India Parliament you see consist of two houses. Means include two house. First is Rajya Sabha, the Rajya Sabha. In English we say Council of States, and the Lok Sabha, house of the people. Means the members of Rajya Sabha, the Rajya Sabha are elected by the state legislature. Okay, means in state legislature comes member of legislative assembly MLA. Okay, comes in the state legislature members comes MLA, and through MLA selected elected by this legislature. Okay, but here notice the member of the Rajya Sabha are elected if members are in Rajya Sabha, then that members are elected by the state legislature. Means in each state, from each state, okay, R comes in Rajya Sabha. Okay, the member of Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, we will see the members of Rajya Sabha are elected by the state legislature, while the members of the Lok Sabha, here are mentioned also about the Lok Sabha, while the members of the Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. Here are saying, if we talk about the Lok Sabha, means our Prime Minister, is directly elected by the people. Okay, so here are saying with a different in clearly here are saying the member of Rajya Sabha are elected by the state legislature, but here are not saying elected by the people. But in Lok Sabha are elected by the people. Okay, people and state legislature. This is a different in between the Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Council of the states and House of the people. Okay, what are the difference? Elected by the people and elected by the state legislature. Okay, do remember. Through this word you can remember. Through this word you can remember elected by the state legislature, and through this word you can remember elected by the people, because Lok means people and Raj means state legislature. Okay, and in English Council of State. Through these words you can remember elected by the state legislature and the Lok Sabha through this word. Okay, we are already discussed. We have discussed a house of the people. Through this word you can remember. means elected by the directly elected by the people. Okay, through these two words you can remember uh, how are elected. Okay, member of Rajya Sabha and member of Lok Sabha. Legislature. Let's see about legislature. And here are coming three organs of our government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. One by one, we see. The legislature is the branch. All three are branch. Okay, one branch. The legislature is the branch of a government that makes laws and policy for the country. And in this sentence, here I have mentioned about makes policies and laws. This legislature, what works? What works? This is branch of government that makes policy and laws. Okay, so you can difference between three. Okay, in India, the legislature is called the parliament. Legislature in India, legislature also as known as parliament, which consists of the president and the two house. About the two house, we have already clear. Okay, we have discussed. But president is a third person, and this president decide who is right law and who is not right will be not. Okay, this president decide. Okay, so you can see, in short, the legislature is the branch of the government because the organ is the government. Okay, and this member of our legislature makes laws and policies for the our country, for our country, for our people. Okay, is as known as also parliament, from parliament. Okay, and in parliament consist include three persons, three types of persons. But president is one included in parliament. But people of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, many people include in parliament. Okay. So executive. Next comes executive. About executive. Executive is worker. You can say worker. The executive in India, in our India, is the branch of government. Here also mentioned. Are mentioned. Already we know legislature, executive, and judiciary. Three are three are branch of the government. Okay, that implements what works of executive, works of legislature we have discussed, and now we are discussing about works of executive. Work is the implement that implement the laws and policy of the state. This member of legislature makes a policy and laws, and this means executive. Executive implements mean enact, enforce, enact. Okay, implements. You can remember legislature what work makes, because law first is work of law makes to make. So make who legislature, but implements who executive. And judiciary. But it's say the judiciary is the branch of the government. Yeah, we are right. That interprets and applies the law in the country. But this apply means this judiciary, if you say, yeah, this law is right for country, for development, for our country, for the people, for the public people, for the society, this law is right. So judiciary applies this law in the country. Okay, this law applies and interprets. It consists of a hierarchy of courts headed by the Supreme Court of India. Okay. To clarify about judiciary, we will see in the next lecture. But in short, to understand, we will see legislature what works makes, because the first work is make of law, to make law and policy, and after make we need implement of laws and policy. So implements, so executive implements the laws and policy, and after this judiciary, you can say investigate the law and policy, because the judiciary see this is right, this will be right for country, for people, and after see judiciary decides, yeah, it is right for development of country, okay, and applies the law in the country. So in short, we will say about these Indian citizens are governed by the laws and the regulations. So because we need, without laws and regulations, we cannot survive in our country, in any country. We cannot survive without the laws and without regulations. So we can say we need the laws and regulations. Okay. So Indian citizens are governed by the laws and regulations made by this level of government, state government and our government, Indian government. Okay, but this works in the parliament, in the state legislature. About the parliamentary system, here I mentioned about this parliamentary. What it say? Parliamentary system is a type of a democratic government. If any country have a democratic government, then will be a parliament. Okay, and in our country, for example, in our country has a parliament, and you can say our country has democratic government. So through this will be a parliament, okay, where the executive branch is supported by the majority of the legislature. In the parliament, you will see need a majority of the legislature, more than majority. Okay, but in the state legislature, you will see majority have majority, four members, four member of legislative assembly. Okay, so let's, in Indian Parliament consists of two houses. If you see, if you notice, imagine in our Indian Parliament include two house. First side we say Council of State, and second side we say House of the People. Okay, and through this, I told you, through to this word we can remember what elected by the state legislature. Through this word we can remember, but through we have already clear about this. But this word, and also this word we can remember, this member of House of the People are directly elected by the people. Okay, through these two words we can learn. While the members of the clear legislature, here are the three organs. Okay, of government. Legislature, what works, makes laws and policy. After makes laws and policy, executive works, implements the laws and policy of the state. And judiciary, what works, judiciary investigate the laws and policies. And if judiciary decides this is right, this will be right for our country, for our development country. Okay, after investigate, judiciary applies. Okay, laws and policy. So it consists of about this we will see in the next lecture, in deeply understand. Okay, in deeply understand we will see about this. And I am saying you, in the next term what will come, that are coming, we will see. Okay, so in the next term we will see. Last, you can say this will be last. Okay, you can assume fundamental rights are basic rights. Means this is basic. This need every person's. This need every person's fundamental rights. Okay. In other words, we say fundamental rights and basic rights. Here are also saying rights basic rights granted granted by the constitution to its people. Fundamentals word for who for people to its people. These protects means fundamental rights protects the people from the misuse. If through these fundamental rights are misusing of the powers of the state, then you can complain and you can protest. Okay, you can organize. This protest the people from the misuse. This protect the people from the misuse of the powers of the states. Okay, because you multiple times, if any persons have power, then that person anything can be anything. Okay, anything. Then here are saying about the power. Fundamental rights. This protect means fundamental rights, basic rights protect the people if, from the misuse of the powers of the state. Okay. So, right to equality. We are going talking about right to equality means six fundamentals, about six fundamental rights, and here are given, and these are fundamental rights, basic rights, and this protects from the misuse of the powers of the states, because we live in state. Okay, we live in states. Right, first right is first fundamental right is right to equality. Okay, all persons are equal before the law. In a right to equality are mentioned, and whenever you see in your Indian constitutions and about right to equality, then you will see are mentioned about right to equality are mentioned. All person means all citizens are equal before the law. Before the law, all persons, all citizens of India, of any world, of person of the world, in any world. Means I am saying you, I am telling you, all persons are equal before the law. Whether any persons are living in our country, in our state, or in the any world, in the any world. Okay, person is equal before the law. And the next are coming right to freedom. Uh, in fundamental rights are mentioned, but this includes the right to freedom of speech and expressions. You can express uh, any word. If you have opinion about anything issue, about any issue, any matter, then you can express it within public, within your society, within your family. You can express, and this gives us freedom of speech. This gives rights of freedom of speech. You can give a speech. Okay, so don't worry, but some conditions we have carefully. We do carefully. Okay, we have do carefully. What are condition? Some condition. I said some condition means if you are giving a speech, then that time uh, not do not don't you can say should not be violation within public. Okay, violation means you can say disrespect of a people cannot be should not be. Okay, if you are giving a speech, our condition is what condition is, if you are giving a speech, you are expressing uh, of any matter, then should not be violent, then should not be arise matter from which your people in society, in your society uh, can could be raise matter, any matter related to carefully related to, should not be related to violation, should not raise. Okay, should not raise, should not be raised. Okay, condition, it is condition, it's conditions what who I am saying. Next are coming right against exploitation, means exploitation. Because in any area we have to see, what exploitation. The constitution prohibits human trafficking, forced labor. Yeah, multiple times we see forced labor and employment of children under 40 age, 40 year of age. Multiple times we see in these cases forced labor and employment of children. Can you tell me why it happened such this? Why? Can you tell me? Because some, you can say, some persons have need. Okay, some persons have no, some persons have not to be money. Okay, not employment. Then comes this exploitations, forced labor and employment of children age is under 14 year. Okay, and these rights, right against exploitations provides what prohibits human trafficking, forced labor, and employment of children under 14 year. You cannot give employment children, but under 40 year you cannot give employment. Okay, and you cannot forced labor. Okay. Next, here are coming right to freedom of religion. Right to freedom of religion means, if you celebrate religion, then freedom, then you can enjoy freely. Okay, and right to freedom of religion's freedom is provided to all citizens. Because in our country you will see what, in our country many people are many peoples, in our country are many peoples, and many peoples celebrate many religions. Okay, many religions, and this right what provides to all citizens, means this say all citizens can enjoy in your own religion. Okay, in your own religion. Culture and educational rights. Yeah, this is next fundamental rights. Culture and education rights. You can gain educational rights. You can celebrate with the culture, with your culture. Okay, and educational rights is we say education right must be. Why? Because any person's need education. So in this cases we can say about educational rights must be rights. Okay, and provide must be. Okay, provide must be provided. Right to constitutional remedies. This is main part of a fundamental rights. You can say this is main right of a fundamental rights. And let's say what to discuss it to say. What to discuss it to say. Discuss is, this allows citizens to move the court if they believe that any of their fundamentals, means five fundamentals. These are five fundamentals. If in this any fundamental rights have been violated by the state, then you can move. Okay, you can move the court. Okay, this allows. Okay, but here are what say about fundamental rights. Okay, this five by any state have been violated, then you can move the court. Okay, and you can complain what are your issue about these rights. Okay, and the court decides what to do, be, what should be done, and what should we do, what should we do, and what should we not do. Okay, this was last explain about it, and that's it about it.